Hi y'all, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel where I share with you guys tons of content on lifestyle, my pregnancy, and of course going clean in 2019, which is kind of my journey to replace all of my makeup and skincare with only clean beauty products. Going right along with clean beauty, I am testing out a brand new clean beauty product today that I am so excited to test because I love eyeshadow and that's a big thing I have to replace this year. So I am testing out the brand new Summer Solstice palette from Aether Beauty. This is available exclusively at Sephora for $58 and it is a clean beauty product, so that is kind of the reasoning on why I am testing this. It is a gorgeous warm toned palette, so the other palettes that they have released in the past are definitely more cooler toned. So this is definitely up my alley and I really wanted to test it out, see what kind of look I could create, see how it's swatched, and just give an initial first impression on this palette. If you want to see this palette in some other videos, definitely let me know because I do plan on fully reviewing it, of course, in a future like favorites video. If you want to see swatches, they'll be at the end of this video, but you can also go to my Instagram at Becca Halm down below and I have all of the swatches there as well. But anyways, let's get right into this little get ready with me. Alright, so starting out, I always prime my eyelids with concealer and then set it with setting powder. I do it the same every time so I know how things are supposed to perform. But I'm going to go right in with this palette. I wanted to mention that I do have a review going up on the Rose Quartz palette, which is the one that was released before this that has kind of had a lot of hype around it. It didn't go up yet because I figured the Summer Solstice one is newer, so you guys would probably want to see that sooner. But I do have a review going up on that. But I was really confused when this came in the mail. I don't know if you can like even pick up on it on camera, but these two palettes look the same. It's so weird. I feel like you can't necessarily tell on camera, but this just looks like a more, like the cool tone version of this. And this may be the warm tone version, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. So I think that a big part of my test today is not only seeing how these perform, but making sure I can like create a different look than with this palette, because on first glance, I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but on first glance, these look the same. I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush with this shade right here. It's just a plain beige color, and I think it's going to be perfect to start laying down any color. Alright, so I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's just a very, very, very muted, like orangey kind of tone, and I think I want to go for a bit of an orangey goldy kind of look today, just because spoiler alert, with the rose gold palette look that I did like a purple look, so I don't want to do that with this one. And I don't put any tape down, I just clean it up with a wipe at the end since I don't put my foundation on first. So I find it easier to like let myself be messy and then just clean it up later. Again, a lot of fallout. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't bother me since I don't put my foundation on before I put on my eye makeup, but it's always something to consider if you're someone who does your face makeup first. It doesn't bother me though because a lot of very good performing palettes have a lot of fallout, so if you're like someone who's owned Anastasia palettes, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so then I'll follow that up going in with this shade right here, which actually is like, it's a bit reddish, but it's almost kind of like a pumpkin shade, and I'm just gonna get a thinner blending brush. And I think I'm gonna still put it through the crease, but then kind of focus it on those outer areas. So I might try to cut the crease a little bit just because I haven't done that in forever. Okay, so I'm going to use my Hint Beauty Duet Perfecting Concealer in Light because it is a cream concealer, and I'm going to try to go in and cut like half the crease just so I can make sure the shimmer shades really like shine through on this. Okay, so my brush is wet. I'm gonna go in with this shimmery gold shade. I don't love how it's initially laying down on the eye. It's weird. It's a very beautiful shade. It has a lot of pigment when you wet it, but it is kind of laying in a crumbly way. Can you see that? It kind of looks crumbly. All right, so I went ahead and just finished the other eye quick, but this is where we're at. I'm gonna go in with this super light shimmery white shade and put it on the inner corners and also under the brow bone. All right, and then I'm gonna keep it really simple under the eyes. I'm just gonna go layer up the light orange shade and the dark orange shade in the outer area and kind of leave it at that and just keep that simple. All right, and then I'm gonna go pop on some lashes and eyeliner and the rest of my makeup, of course, and we'll come back and see what the final look looks like and then see what my final thoughts will be for this palette. Alright you guys, so this is the final look up close of what I was able to create with the new Summer Solstice palette from Aether Beauty. I do really like the look that I was able to create. It's very fall vibes to me, but this is definitely the tones that I go for on a regular basis. This is very much a look that I'd be wearing like all October long. Alright, so I threw on the rest of my makeup, obviously. I did some liner and lashes to kind of complete it, and then I did put on the new Lila B lip oil in the shade Elegant on my lips, and I'm kind of obsessed with it, and I actually think it looks really good with the look that I created. It's a very like gold-toned, warm, orangey look, and that is colors that I love. So I do love this palette. I really like the look I was able to create. I think that these shades definitely performed really well. They're very pretty, very warm toned. I really do like that, and I think that the mattes definitely blended really nicely. They were pigmented. The only thing I noticed that I wasn't a huge fan of, and I can only say it for this gold shade because I only used one shimmer shade in this look. I didn't use the other ones around it, but for this gold shade, I did notice that it got a bit crumbly on my eyes as I tried to kind of layer it up to make a bit more of a cut crease look. So I didn't love that, but I can always test that again. I don't know if it's because I was putting concealer to create a cut crease. It might not do that otherwise. So of course I will keep testing so I can kind of put this in like a favorites and fail video or do a full review or something like that. I will keep testing this for sure. But overall, I definitely think they were easy to work with, and I think I was able to create a really pretty look with it. That is definitely the tones that I go for. I really appreciate that this is more warm toned as compared to the Rose Quartz palette. It's weird because they don't look similar, I feel like, on camera, but they really are similar. It's basically a cool tone version and a warm tone version of the same palette, and for a lot of people that might not be an issue. I'll probably use both of these obviously because they are different tones, but I will say that you could get by with only purchasing one of these palettes depending on what you like to go for. If you want to go for a purple toned look, you can probably create almost the exact same purple look with either one of these palettes, because honestly with purple I do feel like the tone of it isn't going to pay off to some crazy extent. The other shades in the palettes are more different. This one has a lot of pinky tones. This one has a lot more orange and gold. So it really depends on what your preference is. And of course you could still get both palettes like I obviously did for reviewing purposes, but you could get by with only purchasing one of them. I think for a lot of people it could be a little bit wasteful to have both just because they really are quite similar still. They're just basically a cool tone and a warm tone of the same colors. Alright, you guys, I will insert these swatches right here, but if you want to see like a natural lighting swatch picture, I will have that on my swatch highlight on my Instagram at Becca Halm. It's linked below. And I also will do comparison swatches on my Instagram as well. If you want to see these really side by side and natural lighting swatches as well, I will make sure to have that on my highlighting swatch on my swatch highlight, so you can head to my Instagram for that. But anyways, that is it for this video testing out the brand new Summer Solstice palette from Aether Beauty. I overall think that this was a really pretty palette. However, $58 is definitely a lot of money, so the only thing is that I definitely have to keep testing it out, and I have to keep seeing if I truly love this palette or not, see if I can create some different looks that aren't all the same, of course, before I can really tell you if it's worth $58. But I will say, on an initial first impression, the colors do perform really pretty, and I do think that I was able to very easily create a look that I like. So if you are a beginner with makeup, I think you could still work with this palette. Anyways, be sure to subscribe. I post at least 3 days a week, if not more, on clean beauty, on lifestyle, on my pregnancy, and all kinds of other stuff. So let me know what other brands and products you want to see tested out, or what other videos you want to see, and I'll see you guys in my next video.